So one of the other considerations, of course, is why did you end up with Higher Logic, right? Like when you set out and again, talking about your website, community, et cetera, thinking about those options that you had out there, what problems were you solving for, knowing that you had to move forward with these kinds of updates?
Yeah, so I joined the team here at FFA in 2020 and was just kind of analyzing what some of our challenges were. Even prior to the pandemic, we were fully remote just because of the nature of what we do. And one huge thing that we noticed was that it was so difficult to communicate with everyone in our network because, as you can imagine, and I'm sure a lot of clients have this issue where you have one point of contact, but really several people work at a festival and you can't reach everyone. You're really relying on them to forward messages on to their team. And so that was a challenge we wanted to address. We also were talking about a rebrand because the organization was turning 10 and just wanted to, have a new fresh look. And so for me, it was important to pair that rebrand with a new website because that was going to, help improve the user experience for us. And then another big thing that we were looking for was a way to own more of the conversations. Something that happens in our industry is there's a Facebook group that is huge, but it's not moderated very well. We don't own it, but it's a common misconception that we do. And really anyone can join. And so while it is a great resource for everyone, and sometimes when I was surveying our audience, it was hard to hear that that was one of the most valuable tools that they had because it wasn't actually our tool. And so we wanted to just own that kind of conversation piece. And so, yeah, when I started my search, I found Higher Logic and was just really impressed because it solves a lot of those problems I just mentioned. We're now able to kind of reach more people, own more conversations. And I liked that because we were setting up this rebrand, I was able to work with the design services to kind of help make it the look and feel match what our vision was, which was, again, just to have a really clean, cool portal. You can imagine that these are picky people in terms of like aesthetics. So we wanted it to look cool. And yeah, we landed here at Higher Logic, and yeah, it's been really great.
I love what you said there. Yeah, because I'm meticulous to detail, right? They very much every angle of it, making sure that they get that full experience that they're looking for. And I love how you described, like, yes, we were going through the rebranding of the website and we had to have that community. I liken the community to hosting a birthday party at a public park, right? When you have those Facebook groups, that's that public park. Everybody can go there, et cetera, et cetera. Wouldn't you rather have it in your backyard barbecue where you know exactly who's going to be there? Because, you take that analogy a little bit further and it's just like somebody at the park just let their dogs off their leash, right? And now those dogs are running around your park. Well, whereas you're going to have the opportunity in your backyard to really control it and know exactly what's going to happen there. So yeah, the community is just one of those examples where you can really own that over something like a Facebook page. Now, I'll ask you this. I think everyone that's attended really wants to take a look at your site. If you don't mind sharing a little bit of that, it'd be good to just start off on maybe a little bit of the website, and then we'll jump into the community as well. And just describe a little bit about maybe what you're seeing here, what maybe the thought process was, and how the Higher Logic design team went into it. Now, just as a caveat here, I did just want to mention to everybody who's listening in, and of course on the recording as well, that a lot of these components that you're seeing here are what Higher Logic offers as our design services. So we took some of these layouts, some of these designs, some of these components. So keep in mind, as you were to discuss further with the Higher Logic team, we're going to be able to provide some of these examples that you'd be able to take advantage of for either your website as well as the community side of things. But great, if you just want to run through some of these pages real quick, just again, some of those areas that you really jump out at you.
Yeah, so for us, obviously this is just our homepage. If you were coming to our site, we wanted something clean and that just really emphasized that community, because since we're investing in this new product, we wanted to make sure that was a big selling point and really front and center, as you can see in the copy. And then just, how can we serve our members in terms of highlighting their festivals, which this directory piece is huge for us. It's the company profiles feature of Higher Logic that, again, like you can read more about our individual festivals, which we really liked. Adding a job board component was important, and a calendar. And so, yeah, I just wanted something, again, simple, user-friendly, and kind of, you can get to where you need to go quickly here. And then in terms of
I was going to say, yeah, and I think that's a good way of putting it too. So this is the rebrand, right? So now you're
Right.
coming out with a pop, right? Like colors are
Exactly.
there, the layout, the aesthetics are there. And then when you think about it, like it wasn't just the website and then eventually the community. Now let's jump into maybe that member home and just say this
Yeah.
continues a seamless transition into that.
Right. Yeah. So this is the login experience for a member. Again, like really wanted it to wow people because I want them to want to come here and like, and again, just look and feel wise. I just want them to really be familiar and like easily be able to navigate. And so we had spent a lot of time selecting what would go in these content sections, but also just making sure that the community discussions were front and center so that they can jump in if they see something that they really want to engage with. Another piece that was important to us is like having these resources really handy. So that resource library feature, just making sure if we had some new data to share, it's just right in their face when they log in. And then one other really great feature we love is having these featured announcements because we're able to customize those too. Not only with what's at the login, but we like based on your segment, you might see something different, which is really great for us. So
yeah, and I love how again it's seamless, right? Like it's a continuation of the website there. And then when you think about something, and I had asked you to pull up maybe the member profile as well. Like again, just it's eye-catching, it pops, it's informational, right? Like so again, just I think the look and feel as we were going through is it's just a little bit different than what Higher Logic traditionally had done. But again, I'm part of an association. I want to make sure that that's seamless. I see this now as just a very smooth operation, something that I'll be able to participate and engage with. So love it.
yeah, it's very cool. And like these profiles for us are really helpful. Like it's new visibility we didn't have into our membership because we like can learn about people who we didn't know before just through these profiles, like getting information like their experience level or what areas of expertise that helps me as a navigator. If someone asks me, do you know someone who's really familiar with box office? I can look here now and not have to just like rely on people I know, which can sometimes, be more biased. Like it's cool to have a bank based on these personal profiles. So that was a really great feature as well.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. I mean, just those influencers, those champions that you might have, the experts at the end of the day, right? That you're going to be able to leverage a lot of that.